Bitcoin is currently breaking down of this huge formation on the 1 hour time frame, but however it's looking very bearish. But I'm going to tell you exactly what we can expect, and eventually this is not everything to be worried about, because I think in the long term Bitcoin is going to see a lot of bullish momentum to the top side. So in this video I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know about the next coming days for Bitcoin. There's a lot of bullish news for the Bitcoin ETF. I will have a look at the Ethereum ETF, and I will also have a look at when the possibility of an alt season will start. I will also have a look at some other news, and later in the video I will also have a look at the two altcoins, Polkadot and TRX. So you want to watch this video all the way to the end to don't miss anything. Please slap up the like button because it will help this channel a lot. In the description under this video you can find the links to my free Telegram group and also to my Twitter channel. So please follow me there. And with that being said, now let's dive right into the charts. So as I stated in my intro, Bitcoin is breaking down of this huge formation on a 1 hour time frame. We can see multiple touch points here on the top side as resistance, and also on the low side we saw multiple touch points as support. And this rising wedge formation finally broke down, just like we can see here. And this is a little bit of a bearish move of course. But however, the downside of this formation has been reached. So the breakdown target has been reached, as I'm always saying. So from here we could potentially see a bottom for Bitcoin forming, and that would of course be a little bit more bullish, and that we can continue the bullish uptrend to the top side. So yeah, for now it's looking a little bit bearish, but don't get fooled right now, because these kind of breakdowns happen, but most of the times we also see a huge reversal for Bitcoin later. And zooming out to the 4 hour time frame, we can see that Bitcoin came to this huge resistance area, and this horizontal level is a very interesting critical area to gain. But of course the rejection is coming in now, and we're seeing that this the resistance is a little bit too strong for now for Bitcoin. We can see in the past a lot of touch points here as resistance and support. So eventually this resistance is too strong for now again, so for Bitcoin. So let's see if Bitcoin can show some strength, and eventually we want to see a break to the top side, a retest of the resistance to test it as support, and then we can enter the market in a long for Bitcoin. But for now we are seeing this rejection, so we might have to aim for lower prices. But however, this horizontal support is also coming into play, because it's looking very strong. So we're now inside of this formation, inside of this range. So let's see if Bitcoin can bounce from this support again and finally see a break of this huge resistance on the 4 hour time frame. And I want to have a look at the halving progression, and this is the post of the national route on Twitter, and we can see the halving progress is 25% after the halving, and in the previous cycles we saw a huge spike to the top side, and we want to see those blue dotted lines just like we saw in the previous cycle. So we didn't see that exactly in this cycle yet, so let's see if we can follow the same path as in the last cycles, and that of course will bring Bitcoin to new all-time high. So yeah, this is one chart I'm going to have a look at, and keep the original route is keeping you guys updated on Twitter, so follow also follow him there. And this is a very interesting chart to see, because historical data might come in handy when we are going to see the next phase of the bull run to the top side. And zooming out to the daily time frame, we can see nothing is really to worry about, because we of course saw a little bit of a downtrend on a 1 hour and a 4 hour time frame. But however, on the daily time frame, Bitcoin broke out of this huge formation, and this falling wedge formation is a typical bullish reversal bias pattern. So we finally broke out, we confirmed the breakout, and now I'm waiting for a retest of the resistance to test it as support, and from here I'm going to enter the market for Bitcoin in the long. So eventually of course we could see a little bit of a price drop in the coming days, but of course if this bullish retest happens, I'm going to enter the market for Bitcoin in the long, and then I'm going to wait for higher targets, and then the top side of the formation will be confluent with the breakout target, which I'm always stating, and it will bring Bitcoin back to the $107,000, which is confluent with the previous all-time high. So for now it's looking a little bit bearish, but don't get fooled by this move for Bitcoin, because it could be just a bullish retest, that we're going to retest this resistance and support. So don't be worried, and let's see what Bitcoin will do in the coming hours and days. And the Bitcoin ETFs of yesterday saw a beautiful inflow again. We saw a $76.4 million, and that was all because BlackRock, the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF, and also the ARK Invest Bitcoin ETF were buying like crazy. So this is looking very bullish, and finally we are shifting from this bearish trend into a bullish trend. So let's see if the bullish streak can continue in the rest of the week for the Bitcoin ETFs. And having a quick look at the Ethereum ETF, we saw another bearish day because we saw an outflow of $14.2 million of Ethereum. So this was having a little bit of a bearish effect for Ethereum. So yeah, there are still 3 trading days for the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETFs left this week. So let's see if they can turn things around. And yesterday I discussed this huge formation on the weekly time frame, and this support area was coming into play. We saw another bounce last week of this support area on the weekly time frame. But however, we can also see that this previous resistance has been retested as support perfectly. So first this all-time high was again resistance. We saw multiple touch points here, and now we came back and perfectly retested as support. So this is very beautiful to see actually. So yeah, this is one way to look at the higher time frame for Bitcoin. So once you're in doubt, you have to zoom out. And we came from this all the way from these bear market lows of around the $16,000, and then from there we were still in a huge uptrend. So we could potentially see a next leg up to the top side for Bitcoin because we are just making a higher low play. So this is exactly what we want to see for Bitcoin. And of course, it feels a little bit bearish, and it is also a little bit bearish. But however, if Bitcoin decides to make a new higher low, we could see the next phase of the bull run, and then we can aim for a new all-time high. And if, for instance, Bitcoin does this, we will see a lot of people coming again to the markets, but they eventually will buy the top again. So you want to be bullish at these kind of prices, and you want to be bullish at these kind of bearish sentiments, because from there you can enter the market, and then you can really enjoy your gains to the top side. And another interesting chart I want to have a look at is this Bitcoin season or altcoin season chart. Currently we are still in the Bitcoin season, and we are below the 25. Currently we are at the 18. So when this chart is going to reverse, we're going to see a huge alt season. And of course this is yeah, very bullish to see if we're going to see an alt season, because a lot of people are waiting for the next alt season. So yeah, we can also see that this downtrend is unfolding. Eventually we want to see a bullish reversal, just like we see on price charts. And eventually in the past we can see these huge spikes to the top side in the short term, because that would mean that we're going to see a huge alt season. And if this graph stated that last year we saw a huge alt season, and that is true because a lot of altcoins decided to pump in November and December. So for now we are still in the Bitcoin season, and let's see if we can maybe see an alt season in the rest of the year. So let me know in the comments, what is your favorite altcoin, and do you think we will see an alt season in 2025? And the first altcoin I want to have a look at is TRX, so Tron. We can see that TRX on the daily time frame has this huge resistance area, but finally we saw a break to the top side. So this was a very, very bullish break. So for now, I'm going to wait for a retest of this previous resistance to turn it into support. And from this bullish retest, you can enter the market in the long. Then you can aim for higher targets. And the top side of the formation will be confluent with the breakout target. But of course, we want to see higher prices for TRX, because we want to see also a new all-time high getting involved. But yeah, if we have a look at the weekly time frame, we can see that TRX is in this side of this huge bullish uptrend, and we are seeing up-only movements for TRX. So yeah, eventually this is a very interesting chart. You can also see that in 2021 we saw a huge breakout to the top side. We saw a retest of the resistance as support, and from there it was only up. So for now on the daily time frame, you can wait for a bullish retest, because buying at these green candles is nothing yeah, you want to do, because buying into green is something really stupid actually. So you want to wait for some red candles, and you want to wait for confirmation that we're going to see a bullish retest. So from here you can enter the market, and that is it for TRX. So let me know in the comments, do you still hold Tron in your portfolio, and what is your price prediction for Tron? And the next project I want to have a look at is Polkadot. Polkadot is in my opinion still a sleeping giant, and on the daily time frame we can see this huge falling wedge formation with multiple touch points on the top side as resistance, and also on the lower side we can see multiple touch points as support. And finally this price of DOT is getting squeezed into this apex, and we will finally see a huge breakout to either the top side or of course the downside. But these falling wedge formations has a more chances that we're going to see a break to the top side. So I expect that we're finally going to see a break of this formation, that we're going to break this neckline resistance. We have to wait for confirmation of the break. Then I'm going to wait for a bullish retest to test the previous resistance as support. Then we can aim for higher targets. And then the top side of the formation will be confluent with the breakout target, and that will bring DOT all the way back to the $7.7. So of course we want to see higher prices for DOT, because in the last weeks and in the last years it has been very disappointing, of course. So the previous all-time high is around the $52. So from here that would be still, of course, almost what is it, somewhat of an 15x. So yeah, we want to see breakouts, and that eventually Polkadot is going to break out of this huge bearish range we've been in since the 2022. So of course this huge falling wedge formation is now occurring. So let's see if Polkadot can see a reversal soon for this price action. Let me know in the comments, do you still hold Polkadot in your portfolio, and what is your price prediction for Polkadot in 2025? So again, please like the video, follow me on my other socials, and I hope you have a good day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.